So, why all the clickbait? This is a comment we got a few times recently. And by the way, this is Bismarck from Military Aviation History.
And this is Bernhard from Military History Visualized. And this video is going up on both our channels, so all of you know what's going on.
So basically, we adapted our title strategy and our thumbnail strategy lately. Adjusted. So if you look at my original videos from 2016, most have actually rather boring and mundane titles, like German books.
Same.
Where it just is a description, it's just a statement like Italian army and industry
in
1940.
Die deutschen Geschütze.
Yeah, just a simple statement. Where nowadays, mostly why, was it useless, laughed and useless, like with the Kettengrad or something. And well, there's a good reason for this. There's way more competition. And also, some people say it's not clickbait, some say it's clickbait. Basically, the one view I heard is, if the content is good, it's not clickbait. And I agree here because, well, the issue is, if we don't use these titles sometimes, somebody else's video will show up instead of ours in the recommended feed. And might be a bit arrogant here, but I think for most of the time we are doing a rather good job with what we put in our videos, whereas with other content creators, not all, we have some problems with their accuracy or their use of sources.
We do our thing and they do their thing. But one of the general things we have to take into account is how YouTube works. And there have been many YouTubers that have already talked about this. But generally speaking, a CTR, click-through rate, that's very important. So essentially, just think about it this way. Every time you go on to YouTube, you see a plethora of videos that are being recommended to you. Every single time we put out a video, we have to compete with all those other videos. Now, you might say, you like our channels. You want to watch our channels. You watch all our videos. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much for the support. But you are one person and we have bills to pay and we have to get out there and compete with other people. Competition breeds excellence. This is how we have made our channels into what it is, and this is how we try to continuously improve. But we have to make sure that it is viable and that it is economically sound, let's say. So the titles, we both adjusted our titles a little bit. We adjusted our thumbnails a little bit just to get a little bit more because that's the only way we can traction. This is the only way we can get people's attention, because we might have a 25-minute video where we present primary sources, the academic debate, in-depth analysis or in-depth presentation of the topic in question. But all those 25 minutes are absolutely useless because you look at the thumbnail and that won't tell you anything about it. So when you say, it's not clickbait if the content is good, well, you can make an argument there. As long as what is in the title and in the thumbnail is also represented in the video, then I believe you have sort of a win-win situation for everyone. Because it's for us, it gets sound and people get exposed to something that maybe a more boring title, a more boring thumbnail wouldn't have gotten them excited. And also, very important, I upload a video once a week. You upload how many videos?
2 a week usually.
2 a week.
So 8 a month.
We don't have daily uploads. There are some channels that don't have to worry about this too much because they have evergreen content, let's say, and because they have daily uploads and they can do with a view count and so on. And we also have the issue with YouTube. Sometimes this has gotten a lot better, I think, for both of us, but there is still always some hiccups, and sometimes we see with other YouTubers that are sort of in the same niche with monetization. If I get a single video demonetized, that can ruin a month's income by a significant margin. Same thing for you. Again, it is getting better. I hope I don't swallow these words in a couple of weeks when something big happens again with another apocalypse. We don't know what's going to happen. But this is just how it goes. And as I said, if the title is something completely out of nowhere, you won't believe what this soldier did in World War II. We don't do that kind of stuff. But we have to catch people's attention. This is how any kind of product or any sort of content works, if you think about it.
This is basically a lot of marketing. When it comes to me, I would still doing German titles. I mean, this is what I refer by basically by German titles. So German book titles, academic ones, are extremely different to those from the United States.
Yeah.
For me, I was actually back then at The Eagle Against the Sun from I forgot the name of the author. Sorry, I will
put it in.
Yeah, we'll put it in. And once it came up in my research, and I was like, okay, this can't be a good book, because the cover was like really an eagle against the sun at one point. And
don't judge a book by its cover.
And I was like, this can't be an academic viable book. Yeah. Well, I was wrong. Because the thing is, in Germany, it's actually usually an extremely mundane title for all the academic books.
Super mundane.
These are just, I mean, the main series is Germany at the Second World War, for instance. And then you have like Roman Tempel's book, Kursk 1943 or something. Yeah. These are very straightforward, mundane titles. Whereas in for instance, you have Gian Greco, Hell to Pay.
Bam.
Or Downfall. And all these are completely different, but these are academic titles and high quality titles. In Germany, if this were the title, it was likely a little bit less academic usually. There might be differences, and of course there's also a change. And for me, it's actually, I'm often quite annoyed with finding the correct title and the correct thumbnail.
Yeah, same here.
Because I just want to produce high quality content. Don't want to put half an hour to an hour in the title and in the thumbnail design. Yeah. I just want to spend this 1 more on reading up more or expanding the script. But that is not how it works. And
at some point, maybe that's how it works. If we, Patreon supporters, channel members, subscribe style with you, you guys are helping, us sustain in case YouTube does something, and you're a great help in making us produce this content. But we are not at the level yet where we can just rely on that income. And maybe at some point, if we have the support, the monetary support, where we can say, okay, we don't really have to worry so much about what's going on YouTube, then maybe we dial it back a little bit. But right now, I'm not sure how much, but a large chunk of my income from 2019 was still from ad money, so basically views. So the YouTube ad money that comes in. And this is the issue. I also already outsourced quite a lot of the thumbnails now. That I put somebody else and then I pay him to get better thumbnails because, well, in some cases I can't do it, or I just don't have the time or inclination. So because I mean, the other thing is with competition, at one point I complained, the other thing is, if competition hadn't happened, I think I wouldn't have improved my channel to that much of a degree, because I would still getting the same views like I did in 2016 for some videos. I mean, there's of course, if you look at 2016 in the early videos to the end of the year, there's a major increase in quality, at least I think so. But in some other cases, competition actually helped me to improve some videos over time or the formats. But as I think Chifton said it rather well, like in war, soldiers will not always have the best equipment. Same as RAF, we will always want to get 1 million views on every video. Not gonna happen. We have to work for this. And ideally, I would prefer to reaching that 1 million views with using more primary sources. But the reality is, I usually can only achieve it if I have a not really good title and a really good thumbnail, because that makes or breaks a video, I think, in 80% of the cases. Yeah, this is the thing. We work within the system that we are given. There is no sense of complaining about it. We cannot like it. We would press YouTube for change maybe in certain aspects. We would lobby them if we could to change maybe the way the algorithm works or something. We cannot change it, so we're working with what we have, and we're hoping for the best, we're preparing for the worst, and we want to make the content that we can. Competition breeds excellence. We have made our channels into what it is because we also have competitions. We staked our claim, we made made our stand, and we continue to do that. But just keep it in mind, we are on a platform, and we have a product that we have to get out there. In the end of the day, you have bills to pay, I have bills to pay. You all have bills to pay. That's how life is. No sense in complaining. just get on cracking, keep on working, and this is how it goes. Really.
So I hope we provided some context that why some people, especially old-time fans, are a bit like, why did your names change of the titles and everything? Well, that's basically the background, because, well, we have to do this.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. Anyway, thanks for all your input, for all your support over the last, years, really.
Yeah.
You have helped made our channels the way they are. And, I mean, there were certain times when I think it was difficult for us, generally just being content creators on YouTube, when the adpocalypse helped and so on. We persevered. We're still in a flux situation where we're not always sure what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen in 2 weeks' time. The people that support us over Patreon, channel membership, subscribes, you guys have our
Indiegogo campaigns, merchandise.
Absolutely. You guys
everything
have
helps.
Our thanks, because you really give us a layer of security that we wouldn't have otherwise. And if you cannot give us via these platforms, that's absolutely fine. You can always share our videos, you can like, you can comment. Use them the way you want to use them.
Don't steal them. Be careful what you say.
A little asterisk there, a little caveat. Don't steal them. Yeah. If you want to cite them, go ahead, but don't steal them.
Sharing means not re-uploading somewhere else.
Yeah. Sharing means caring.
Putting the link out.
Yes.
The link to the original video.
Exactly.
So, okay.
But yeah, I think that was more or less obvious for 99.9.
Well, you always need to be careful.
Yes.
So, thank you for watching.
Thank you very much.
See you next time. Bye.
See ya later.